Was this a trap? I mean, once we opened the economy in 90s, we opened the economy, and basically why you are here? I mean, like why you came to Nepal? What were the factor that motivate you people coming to Nepal to invest and or to do your business? When we see like a lot of Nepalese businessmen, they are still struggling with a lot of policy matters. But we see all three companies are progressing, and all shareholders, including the employees, are very happy. Why you came here? I mean, when you see the business environment as per the conversation, very difficult here.
My first and foremost point of, I'll start a bit from the, so the decision which Unilever took 32 years back, today I didn't take the decision, but I'm proud and happy that we took that decision. Because in this 32 years journey, we have made progress, we have grown, and we have run a profitable and healthy business in Nepal. Now, the reason, two. The first reason is that in terms of the population of Nepal, and you know that we don't deal with any high technology stuff. As our ex-CEO said, Unilever Global CEO said, we sell soaps and soups, which is very simple. The Nepal, in terms of the population, is the 49th largest country in the world. That means that there is a consumer base which is there in Nepal. Unilever operates in more than 150 countries, and in 108 plus countries we produce. So logically, Nepal will be one of our destination, and Nepal had been our destination. That's the logical answer. There is the second point which I would like to highlight is that every business, while Ravi spoke about the finance part of it, every business also looks at the proximity and the understanding of the consumer. As you know that Unilever has a large business in South Asia, and the consumers in South Asia are almost similar in terms of the nature. And hence, it is logical that our understanding of South Asia is being extended to Nepal, and our products which has been successful in this part of the world, it was expected that it will be successful in Nepal. And luckily for us, today we claim that 8 out of 10 households in Nepal use our product. So yes, it has been successful. The consumers have accepted. So in both the cases, in terms of size and also in terms of the logical extension, Nepal was very, very easy answer. And we took the plunge.
Amlan sir, like you work in multiple countries, as you mentioned. What are the fundamental differences while you work in other countries and you work in Nepal? Basically in terms of working culture, infrastructure, and the market.
See, every market, we expect that market to be different. While I had global exposure, but I have mostly worked in India, and I must say that from the consumer point of view, there is not much of a difference in terms of the consumer profile, particularly the north and the eastern part of India and Nepal. We can see lots and lots of similarity in terms of consumer choice, in terms of consumer behavior, and so on and so forth. Having said that, we need to keep in mind that the per capita income of Nepal is something where it leaves lots of headroom. Nepal, in terms of, as I mentioned, in terms of size, population size is the 49th largest country in the world. But in terms of GDP size, it is the 99th country in the world. Now, it is a plus, it is a headroom, also a disadvantage. I'll talk about the headroom also. So very clearly the headroom is that, like the adjoining, and I don't want to compare Nepal with some countries which are far away, like the adjoining economies like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, India. I'll give you an example. The FMCG consumption of Sri Lanka previous to this crisis was 2.5 times of that of Nepal. That, there are two ways of looking at it. One way of looking at it is to feel sorry that, oh my God, this is so low. Another way of looking at it, and that's what we look at it, is that there is that much of headroom. Even to the next target, which can be, say, Sri Lanka, or it can be some of the states of India, and I'm not talking about states like, say, a Gujarat or a Tamil Nadu or a Maharashtra, even some of the adjoining states. The opportunity of Nepal is huge. The difference, which I feel, if I have to call out two differences in the market of Nepal, one is that the Nepal consumers, particularly the valley consumers, we split the Nepal into valley and non-valley part of it, they're extremely beauty conscious. The beauty quotient for the consumers are extremely high. The exposure to products, because number of people from Nepal go out. Again, this has been seen as a problem, but for us, the consumers get exposure to the global products because they stay in different parts of the world. So that gives an advantage in terms of a profile. Having said that, the challenge which we face, if this is an advantage, the challenge which we face is that we need some stricter, stronger control by the government in terms of the IPR Act, in terms of our product and the safeguarding our brands, which I must say that is much better in some of the other countries which we operate. Today, for a organization, for a marketing company, there is nothing more important than the people and the brands. And it is important that we safeguard our brands, and it is important that if there is any infringement in terms of our brands, the government is extremely conscious and takes reaction. And I would say that if there is one difference which I would like to highlight is that government can do better in this space in terms of helping us to safeguard our brand and the property right. Is it getting better? Definitely it is getting better. But there are headrooms in terms of doing that.
Amlan sir, when we talk about the ecosystem, there comes the ownership of the people. First question is how you feel, people take ownership of the Nepal liver here in Nepal. And at the same time, second question is there any plan to integrate the local, product or, as a raw material? Or so where I'm trying to mentioning is there any plan to integrate the backward linkages there in your businesses? Because when we read our, data and, when we read our government reports, we feel proud about there are a lot of, non-timber forest, or Nepal is rich in terms of jari-buti and everything, and all like, local product, or even, the product very close to your final product. So is there any plan? Two questions. How you feel the ownership and the, backward linkages?
Okay, first your first question first. So as far as the people are concerned, I think our principle is that we have to give first to expect. What we have done, I'll give you an example that we faced significant issues in terms of industrial relationship till some years back. We sat with the union and we had a very transparent discussion with them. Outcome is that for the last 4 years, starting from 2021 till to date, and touch wood, we haven't lost even 1 man hour in our factory, right? So definitely both whether it is union and whether it is, if it is called management, I don't want to call it a management, I would call it the team which is running the business. Both we have appreciated each other's issue and we have created a conducive atmosphere. As far as the non-factory or non-factory employees are concerned, again, as we speak, there are Nepali employees who are working in London. They are working in our treasury department. They have got the job through open job interview. And one of them has been promoted recently at their own credit. There are multiple people who are working in South Asian different operations. So hence, what we ensure is that we don't not only develop, but we help people to aspire and reach to their next level. If we don't do that, then why are we a multinational company? So that perhaps is one of the most important part of it. We always say that we are a registered Nepali company who operates in Nepal. We take care of our stakeholders, and one of the largest stakeholder is our shareholders. I am sure some of you may know that our share price is the highest in Nepal, and it has gone up significantly in the last few years. Also, if you look at the dividend, 4 years back our dividend was in 600 to 700 range. And last year we gave dividend almost to the range of 1700. So it is an honest taking care of the stakeholders which creates this relationship, and that helps both to kind of operate and both to flourish. As far as your second part of the question, I think I am the wrong person to ask this question. We have created the industry. We have created a factory which delivers almost 20,000 tons per year. As far as the packing materials are concerned, previously it used to be 20 to 25% of the packing materials were being sourced from Nepal. As we speak, we are at 80% plus. And my challenge to my team is to make it 100%. As far as the raw materials are concerned, you need to understand that if the consumers need global quality products, the products to be at par with the quality which is being sold. Like, let me give you an example. I'm sure lots of you go out of Nepal. The Dove soap which you get in UK, the Dove soap which you get in India, and the Dove soap which you get in Nepal, which we make, are exactly the same quality. Now, if that is the case, then the raw material, and if we have to source the raw material here, then the ancillary industries need to grow. And that is the government's job to create conducive atmosphere for the ancillary industry to grow. We are ready to help. We are here. We have given an assurance that we are here for 32 years. I can give assurance for another 68 years at least that we'll be here. Now with that assurance, let government help the ancillary industries to grow, and definitely we will source from Nepal. Understand that when we import raw materials from outside Nepal, not only we pay high taxes, there are challenges in terms of the taxation. There are cases where the raw material taxes are equal or higher than the finished goods. Let me give you an example. There is a item which is called LES, which is used for shampoos. To import a shampoo, you pay 20%. To import LES, you pay 30%, which is impractical, right? So hence, we would love to source LES from Nepal. Now create an industry to source it. We don't deal in LES. We deal in shampoo. So those who deal in LES, make LES at a global standard in Nepal, and I guarantee you that we will source from Nepal.
Amlan sir, pretty much quite same questions, but you can represent overall, panelists here. I mean, my question will be towards the repatriation, not only repatriation, but also relates to the royalty that you need to pay back to your parent company. We often say we have automatic route for, like, bringing investment and taking out as well. How efficient is this, system is working? Like, how efficiently this system is working within the department? And if you see any changes, positively changes or amendments, where you see the amendments?
First, I must accept the fact that repatriation, and as we are multinational and we are listed, repatriation of dividend to the parent company, yes, at times it is delayed, but we haven't faced any kind of a situation where we could not repatriate the dividend. That's a good part of it, because there are countries in South Asia where this has been a significant challenge in the last some years. And in that way, and as we know that Nepal, in terms of credibility, in terms of paying the loans back, in the same way helping to repatriate the profit and the dividend, Nepal has been, so there is no issue. I agree with Ravi that this. The problem which comes at that in two aspects. First aspect is that by mere saying that we want multinationals and the FDIs to come in Nepal, it will not happen. We have to accept the reality. The reality is that multinationals will operate. They will be responsible to the parent company. So hence, whatever is the, and Shaival mentioned this a bit, that whatever with royalty we have to pay to the parent company, that has to be accepted as a reality. You take the royalty as expense, or you take the royalty as profit. In Nepal, in today's date, in loose terms, it is not being seen as expense, it is being seen as profit, which to me is which needs serious consideration. Because if we are raising this, and here three of us at different level are representing one of the largest multinational in India, we are one of the global ones. Shaival's company works in so many places. So this reality needs to be accepted, that the royalty needs to go and it needs to be treated as an expense. And quickly, the second point which I would say, that this restriction in terms of payment to the foreign vendors, which is hurting Nepal. Let me give you an example. I can't bring the best of the vendors globally, because every time I try and engage with them, whether it is a media company, advertising company, or it is a technology company, or the best of the AI companies in the world, my finance guy and the legal guy tells me, ki, Amlan, don't do it, we cannot pay them. We have a restriction in terms of payment. I think it is not conducive. You have to allow the best practices of the world to come to Nepal. That will have a multiplier effect, and that will make Nepal much more competitive.